A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 13. I'm Ritwika Gupta and you're watching our special weekend edition SuperAchievers Making New India powered by VoiceWhat. Today's episode brings together leaders driving transformation across sectors. In the first segment, I speak to Ajay Anand, Global Vice Chair, EY Global Delivery Services, on EY GDS's evolution and global growth strategy. And in the second segment, I'm joined by Mohan Ponada, founder and CEO, D-Charge Network, on India's energy transition and EV boom. First up, we are kickstarting today's episode with a forward-looking discussion with Ajay Anand, Global Vice Chair, EY Global Delivery Services, on EY GDS's transformation into a global capability hub, the adoption of AI and the strategic priorities shaping the next phase of growth. Listen in.
AI and advanced technology are reshaping businesses and economies worldwide, enabling innovation, efficiency, and growth at an unprecedented scale. At the heart of this transformation is EY Global Delivery Services, a powerhouse of over 80,000 professionals across 9 countries and 20 cities. GDS delivers seamless support across assurance, consulting, GDS EY-Parthenon, and tax, helping EY teams and clients unlock new opportunities, manage risk, and drive responsible growth. With its diverse, high-performing teams and inclusive culture, GDS plays a pivotal role in fulfilling EY's purpose of building a better working world for clients, people, and communities. To elaborate on this vision, we spoke to Ajay Anand, Global Vice Chair, EY Global Delivery Services.
Ajay, welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow. It's a pleasure to be chatting with you today.
Thanks for having me.
So Ajay, your journey at EY spans pivotal roles across strategy, global market expansion, innovation. Tell me, when you look back at your journey, what were some of the key defining moments that have perhaps helped redefine or shaped your leadership approach today?
First of all, I was born in India and in Delhi, and my parents moved into the US when I was small, 10 years old, and so I did my schooling there. And it was a typical doctor, lawyer, engineer, so I picked the engineering and I did electrical engineering.
Right.
And then my heart was really technology, but then also business. So then I did an MBA and said, how do I apply technology to business? And so that's where I worked for some of the biggest companies in the world before EY, companies like AT&T. Yep. But also then I moved out to Silicon Valley and to start up my own companies, which was a really, really great experience. And
sure.
That we did that. One of the things I learned from there was our company, unfortunately, because of the economy and the dot-com bubble, we had to shut it down. It was one of the toughest things I've ever done. Okay. But when I look back on it, I realized you learn more from your failures. And so there's a lot of learnings that I had in that process. And then the other thing I took away was about being resilient. As the saying goes, it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up.
Yeah.
Last July, I was really pleased and honored that our board appointed me as the leader for GDS. And GDS is a great organization of over 80,000 people in 9 countries, and really is the powerhouse that drives EY. And it is in the center of what EY is doing. And we've got tremendous professionals. We've come a long way in terms of our capability, and not just doing some of the background development, but all the front-end stuff. We're doing innovation. And so this is a great place to be, and I'm so cherished to be part of this whole team.
Fantastic. Ajay, you spoke about purpose. In an era of, where change is constant, how do you ensure that purpose remains the anchor while driving innovation and aggressive growth?
Yeah, EY has a culture, a purpose of building a better working world. And what that means to me is 3 things. One, it's about clients and markets. We are helping the markets with trust and confidence. And
Sure.
so whether it's providing assurance services, audits, whether it's providing tax advice, whether it's doing compliance services, or even managing and running companies' networks, it's about how do we help them build a better world.
Sure.
We also, number two, is about people, and we hire and train. We're a lot of people. So, for example, in GDS, we hired 24,000 people this last 12 months, and it's about building them into bigger professionals and then helping them grow in their careers, and has an impact in their communities as well, and which is the third one, is how do we get involved with the community. So that's the building the better working world. And so now when you get into how does that translate into growth and innovation, I think it goes hand in hand. So when we look at things like AI, it's all about how do we do it responsibly?
Right.
How do we inspire trust and confidence in the AI systems? And so we have, for example, our platforms, EY.AI, EY.Q, which is all about people experimenting with AI, but in a very trusted and secure manner.
Fantastic. Ajay, EY GDS's growth evolution from a delivery support center to a strategic capability hub globally, it's been quite a journey. Talk to us a little bit about this transformation.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. It started more than 2 decades ago. And to be candid, it started as a cost labor arbitrage. We said it's cheaper to do some here. When that worked out, then we said, how do we expand and do more of that? And so we started building scale. And that sort of worked out. And then we said, how do we add more services and do more things? And so over the course, now we're at a place where GDS is the hub of innovation.
Right.
This is where we're building some of our newest processes, newest technologies, and everything. It is now center of our overall EY strategy globally. And that's why I'm excited to take on this role and lead this great organization, because this is now no longer sort of in the background. This is at the forefront.
Absolutely. You spoke about artificial intelligence, and AI seems to be at the core of EY GDS's core DNA, right, if I may say. And I think you also spoke about there's a genetic platform, which is also a major investment. Tell me then, how do you balance, the speed of innovation while embedding AI across your verticals in a responsible manner?
Yeah, great question. Maybe stepping back a little bit, through my career, there's been some really big transformative technologies. It started with personal computing and digital, so we moved through everything in digital. Then we had the internet and embedded, that changed how we did things. And then we had the mobile revolution where everything is mobile, you can get access anywhere, anytime.
Sure.
And AI is really the next big thing, and it may be bigger than any of those, and that's how profound the technology is. So what we're doing in EY and GDS is really embedding AI in everything, which means everybody is AI literate. So we have fundamental courses that even all the executives have to go through to make sure we do this. But then we have AI specialists and that are 2.0, if you will. We have now launched a distinguished technologist program.
Okay.
So in the past, you may have thought that places like EY, it's more like CAs and tax. We're hiring best and brightest technologists and really have moving more and more towards that. So there's a whole distinguished technologist program where you can have a career and a very well career being a technologist, which is sort of modeled after some of the tech companies that I see in Silicon Valley and everything. And then we've created these different environments that we are doing things top down, which is some of the agentic stuff that you talked about.
Yeah.
But we're also doing bottoms up. So there's some incremental improvements, and then there's some big things that we're chasing. For example, taking all the tax returns that are done, having it done through AI, through agents and everything. So it's infused throughout the organization.
Fantastic. Speaking of AI, India also houses a large share of EY's global AI talent. Tell me, how do you view this moment for the country, for India, in terms of really developing global AI solutions?
Yeah, great question. At the end of the day, EY is a talent-driven organization. So we go where the talent is. And if you look at India, India has some of the best talent in technology and AI, and also the scale that India has is pretty impressive. So we're very bullish on India. So for example, we have about 65,000 professionals in EY GDS based out of India in all the major cities. And we think that will continue to grow. And we will be augmenting that with the technology and engineering workforce even that we're expanding into. So I think that given the amount of talent that India has, at the scale that India has, it has a huge role to play. So we have, for example, set up AI factories. So not only creating AI agents for ourselves, but also for our clients. And that's based in India as an example. So India is really on the cutting edge.
Fantastic. Ajay, we spoke a lot about AI technology, but I believe that sometimes culture is harder to scale than technology. Tell me, in a highly distributed workforce, hybrid workforce of over 80,000 people, how are you ensuring, an inclusive, a highly trusted culture in your organization?
Well, culture is really what makes EY special. So to be honest, when I joined EY almost 25 years ago, my initial plan was to do it for a couple of years and get some experience and then move on to a different place. But what made me stay is the culture that we have. We have a very collaborative culture. It's high-performing people that are focused on an outcome, and they all work together to do this. And so we are very mindful of how we protect that culture.
Right.
So as an example, as a leader, any executive that will be joining EY needs to have a meeting with me. And what I'm really evaluating is not the technical stuff, it's all the cultural fit. And then we also make sure that we're working seamlessly across. So when we do teams to solve a problem, it's not just India, not just Poland, we have Argentina, Philippines, other areas. They work collaboratively as a team. And so it's seamless. And we look at where we have the specialized skills and we marry them up into this. So it's amazing. It's beautiful how it works.
Fantastic. And well, as we are wrapping up this wonderful conversation, tell me, Ajay, what are the growth priorities for EY GDS in the next 5 to 7 years or so?
Yeah, great question. I would say first and foremost, it's about technology and AI. AI is revolutionizing everything, and it also is revolutionizing our industry. So either we are ones that are disrupting ourselves or somebody else will. So this is something we have to figure out. So we talk about that every day. It's about how do we continue to have that global connectivity. The third is really about leadership. One of the things that I'm really a big proponent of, there's a lot of talent in GDS, there's a lot of talent in India, and our firm is recognizing that. So I don't want to just have leaders within GDS, but these leaders will be leaders in the firm as well. And we've already appointed some leaders from GDS that are now part of leadership of EY globally. And so that is a big focus. And then fourth one, it's always about people and making sure that we can maintain our culture, we help grow people, create that psychological safe environment for our people, and to help EY grow. So we have a tagline, shaping the future with confidence, and that is what I'm really most excited about.
Fantastic. Well, all the very best, Ajay. Thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to us today.
Thank you.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned.